Nobody makes Mick Tully tap out. Gary Povey, right, Des? Beautiful. Well, today's a very, very quick show because we're really up against it. We're down in Calshot for Rick Fay's annual summer camp, and with my dear friend Gary Povey. Have you ever seen anything on Facebook? This is one of the guys who actually keeps me in check when you're there. Awesome guy, inspirational. Two-time winner of an award, right? You won last year and then you won again.
Yeah, it was last year was Disabled Martial Artist of the Year.
Yeah.
This year was Enabled Martial Artist of the Year.
So he's covering both angles, right? So how did you get started in martial arts?
Well, I've always been kind of interested, but I was born with brittle bones. It's,
Yes.
Quite a sort of awkward condition if you want to do martial arts for sort of pastime. So I used to just like watch loads of sort of like Bruce Lee movies and stuff, and that's kind of a generic thing to say. You probably hear it all the time.
Yeah.
But I used to watch like loads of old like kung fu movies and stuff, and I was always really interested. And over time, luckily enough, because I've got such a mild form of brittle bones, they actually started healing to the point where I could start training.
Right.
And at that point, I started looking for places to train, and I found a place back in Chester that was doing sort of a JKD Kali thing.
Right.
Because I wasn't still like fully there, so I could start like sparring and stuff. I was basically just focusing on like trapping sticks and stuff.
Right.
So,
Who was that with?
It was with a guy called Tom Horton. He's not like a big guy in the like martial arts world or anything, but he was really helpful to me when I started off. Yeah, totally.
But you see this thing, one of the things that you put on Facebook, there was a clip and it was some sort of workout you were doing on the floor, and I can't remember exactly what you were doing, but it was where you were pulling yourself up.
Was it like a planche press up, right?
Yeah, that was one. Yeah. It was unbelievable. So, why did you decide to do that?
I was working on a lot of strength stuff at the time, and basically doing any sort of training I could to build up my strength, and plus being in the chair most of the time anyway, having to push around, and especially when you're going uphill and stuff, it tends to build up quite a lot of muscle.
Especially up north, man.
There's
a lot of hills there.
Well, I used to be like a total shrimp, but then I got to Leeds where everything's uphill, and so
looks apart. But this is
pretty well.
This is the thing, because we were talking last year. So last year's really the first time we talked. We'd met before on seminars,
the first time we met, right?
But we were talking. And for the guys who are watching, how old are you?
I'm 24.
You see, this is the crazy thing. He's the same age as my son, and my eldest son. And I told you then, and it sounds really soft when I say this, but I told you, man, you inspire me. It's like Rick always said.
Thank you.
No, but it's the truth. It's like, I see guys that are able-bodied and the only disability they've got is they're fucking lazy. Yeah. And then you come out, you train. So give us an idea. What are you training at the moment?
I'm pretty much training anything. I've been really focusing on a lot of like groundwork though.
Yeah.
Because I think with a lot of disabled martial arts, if you go on YouTube and type in disabled martial arts, to be honest, a lot of it's not very practical. I see guys doing like hip throws and stuff, but I mean,
how are you going to do it?
Yeah, exactly. There's no way you can do that without your partner sort of throwing himself into it. Yeah. So getting it more practical is sort of a big focus, and I think it's so easy to get tipped out of a chair. I mean, I've done it myself just by maybe having a few too many beers and going down the wrong street or something, falling down some steps. But being able to fight from the ground in a chair is essential, or being able to at least scramble back into it so you've got your movement back.
Yes.
Is
it was amazing because last year you were here and Danae was here.
Yeah.
And Danae's another wheelchair user. She's from America, but she was in an RTA, a road traffic accident.
Yeah.
Because she was able-bodied, and then I think it was like 2-3 years ago. And when she works out, she's great because once you get into the clinch, she grab your head and then start ramming it against the side of a chair. Because I worked out with her and I was like, chicken a chair, and boom. And again, she had another common interest that we have, which is you like the American comics.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah? So tell me, what was the whole idea with this?
Again, with like I said, I didn't really get out much as a kid because of my brittle bones, so I had to be like careful about what I did, and I couldn't really be very active.
Yeah.
So my dad always used to go and like get me comics and stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to read like an absolute ton of Batman, and that was kind of again a big inspiration in sort of the whole martial arts thing. Because like you've got a guy who's got like no special abilities or powers or anything. It's basically just like sheer will and a good sort of
mindset.
Good sort of brain to.
But that's what I always say about Batman. Batman's always been my favourite. if you look at it, like, I'm going to be a real geek here, but you know, ultimately what Batman's trying to tell you is money is the ultimate superpower because he's a billionaire, right? But he's just an angry billionaire who's done a load of press-ups. But any of us could, yeah, it's right. But any of us could be Batman. Yeah, and that's a cliche. But I've always, we talked about this before. I love the archetypes of good versus evil. You know, I like the fact that, you know, you shouldn't accept. You know, you're in this chair, but you're one of the freest men I know. Yeah, you know, and that's the truth, though, isn't it? Yeah. How far do you travel? Yeah, but how far do you travel for martial arts, right?
I mean, last year I travelled to LA and back, so that was interesting. But in all fairness, it was probably more difficult getting here. I had to take like 2 coaches, and it was like 12 hours travelling from Leeds to here.
Really?
But I mean, in all fairness, I've got my friend Sean to thank, because he's been like, he's not only my flatmate and one of my best friends. He's been my training partner for ages as well.
Awesome.
He's way better than I am.
Well, you see this. I always watch you when you're holding the Thai pads and you're working out with the guys. They're one of the best training partners there.
Yeah, I mean, I try my best, because I think like I hate when you'll you know, you hold pads for someone for ages and they'll really bash, and then like the second it comes to it going the other way around, they just can't be bothered. And I understand it's difficult, especially if someone's holding pads for me, because they're having to feed something totally different. And if we're working in a 3, they're having to remember 2 different sets of pads. Yeah. So I try my best to get as good as I can with the pads.
And finally, I'm going to ask this, and we're going to wrap it up. I think it's really cool. Tell the guys about the runes.
Oh yeah, well, a lot of my family are Scandinavian, so these are staves, which I believe are for something called Galima, which is like a Viking wrestling.
Yeah?
So yeah, they've all got their own sort of different meanings and stuff, and this is just a bad idea in college, pretty much.
Was it a bad idea in college? No, you should say that there's something real meaningful behind that. Come on, do it.
That's only on a Saturday night.
Guy's a legend, right? Do you know what? It looks like Rick Faye's going to start swinging a stick again. And I know it's been a short one, but you know, this is quality, not quantity when it comes to this, all right? Dude, thank you so much for your time, brother.
Thanks.
Thank you.